morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Austin Johnson 9268. Austin Johnson was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a really interesting aircraft. This is the KFRC KF603 land sea airplane. Now, those of you who have been subscribers to my channel know that I recently reviewed something similar to this, and that is the YF350 land sea air. Now the YF350 land sea air has some differences, quite a bit of differences between that and this new Galaxy ship here, the KF603 from KFRC. For one thing, this one, the YF350, was just a two-channel aircraft without elevator control. This is actually a true three-channel airplane. They actually put a servo in the back here to provide elevator control of the airplane. Additionally, there is another difference in that the YF350 is a pusher plane, while this one is a puller plane. Both of them do have, though, provide for ground effect by lifting up the lifting surface above the surface or above the skids of the aircraft, giving you some separation from the water or from land, so that you can get some ground effect where the air flowing under the aircraft provides some cushioning to make it easier to get up off the ground. Now, one thing that this does not have, the new YF or the new KF603, is this one has quite a bit of wing surface area as compared to this one here. So this one is a very good flyer. Okay, when I took it out, it's an excellent flyer, actually. A lot of wing surface, actually dihedral on the aircraft to help provide stabilization. This one here doesn't have that, okay, but it does have full gyro stabilization, so that should help provide flight when we take it out, to help it make it easier for beginner pilots to fly. Now let's talk about it. It's ready to fly, comes fully assembled, no assembly required, other than it's ready to go out of the box, other than charging up the batteries that come with it and putting 3 AAAs in the controller so that you can fly. But other than that, it's also available in red or blue. It's constructed of crash-resistant EPP foam, so it should withstand knocks and bumps from beginner pilots. Again, I mentioned it is a 3-channel aircraft. It is a differential thrust airplane, and what that means is you have throttle control where you adjust both speeds of both propellers for going up or down with the aircraft. It also has rudder control, which is achieved through differential thrust. And what I mean by that is, say if you want the aircraft to turn to the right, you give it a little bit of right control on this right stick here. And I'm sorry, I bumped the camera. But the aircraft, when you do that, the left motor will spin faster than the right motor, so that the aircraft will turn to the right, and vice versa. If you want to turn to the left, this right motor will spin faster than the left motor and pushing it to the left. Additionally, it does have elevator control, like I mentioned, so that you can push this upward. If you pull this back, the elevator goes up, so the aircraft pitches up, and if you push forward, the elevator goes down, so the aircraft pitches down. So in effect, it is a true 3-channel airplane, as compared to that YF350, which is 2-channel. Now, it weighs only 75 grams with the battery installed. What does that mean? That means this does not require registration in most countries, okay? You won't need to get that trust certificate, in effect, for this particular airplane. All you need to do is follow community-based, what do they call that, rules for airplanes. And what that means is, the basics. You don't want to fly out of line of sight. You don't want to fly over people. There are other rules that you should be following under community-based rules. I recommend the AMA ones, the American Modelers Association, by the way. Just look for them, and you should follow those. Okay, but that's about it. Now, other things. I mentioned ground effect. Again, it's designed for max lift, especially when close to the ground, to enable it to easily raise off the water. Actually, I want to demonstrate that with this particular one. And we'll take it out in the field and see if it actually can lift off in the water. I actually found a place, folks, to fly this on water. Hopefully there'll be nobody there when I go flying, because I can't go flying if there's people there. But if they're not there, I will actually demonstrate this flying off of water, hopefully. Now, again, I mentioned it's gyro stabilized. And how that works is if you get fugoid oscillations, in this case, the gyros will adjust the elevator to keep the aircraft stable from fugoid oscillations. And additionally, if it's veering right or left, the gyros should adjust the motor speed, that differential thrust, to keep the airplane flying straight. Now, with that in mind, it does have some trim control. I'll talk about that later when we get to the controller. So if there is some variation in pitch or yaw, you can adjust that or straighten that out with trim control on the controller. And I'll mention that here shortly. Now, it's powered by these two brushed motors. They appear to be 8520s, just like on this one here. So, and they appear to have the same wires. So I don't know if they are plug-in wires, but again, they're brush motors. So what does that mean? That means someday these will eventually fail with time. I don't expect them to fail for quite a bit of time because this isn't a quadcopter. Usually airplanes don't really stress out these brushed motors as much as a quadcopter does because those really stress the motors, especially when you're doing flips on a quadcopter. But again, this is an airplane, so I expect these motors to last quite a bit longer. Now, it does come with three 3.7 volt, 800 milliampere hour batteries. These are quite large batteries for this airplane. And again, it comes standard with 3. So you got plenty of flying time with that. Now, I mentioned about the brushed motors. With that in mind, I do not recommend that you fly back to back with these batteries. Give your aircraft at least about a 15-minute cool down period on these motors so that they don't overheat, okay, in between flights. So when you land after you use one of these batteries, wait at least 15 minutes before going back up again to let these motors cool down a bit. Now let's talk about the controller. This is the controller. It comes with it. Very basic. It has light control. There's not any lights on this particular model. I think this light control is meant for a future version of this with lights. Again, this one particularly does not have any lights. However, it does have rates, and you can adjust the rates. What does that mean? By pressing this button here, that means particularly I expect it to turn faster and also give more pitch control on that elevator. So by adjusting the rates from beginner to expert, it should make it more zippy flyer when we go out in the field. And then again, I'll demonstrate that when we do. Other things on it, it does have an on-off switch right here for turning it on. And again, when you turn it on, you turn on the airplane first by pressing the on-off switch. It does have an on-off switch right there. And then you turn this on and then move the throttle stick full up and full down to connect the controller to the aircraft. And then you can give it throttle and take off. Other things on this controller, it does have trim control for the elevator. This button here controls that trim control. You can move the trim or the elevator up slightly by moving this, repeatedly bumping it to the left, and that'll bring up the elevator in case the aircraft is dipping toward the ground. And when you want it to do level flight, and if it dips to the ground, just give it a little more elevator. If it climbs too much after you launch it, and you want it to straighten out instead of climb, you just give it a little downward elevator by bumping it to the right, like so. Similarly, if it's yawing to the right, you can straighten it out by bumping it to the left on this trim control button here. And if it's going to the left, you can straighten it out by bumping the trim control to the right by repeatedly pressing this right button until it straightens out. The controller is supposed to give you 150 meters control range off of 3 AAA batteries. Now, 150 meters for this tiny airplane, you're not going to be able to see this more than 70 meters out. So 150 meters is kind of overkill for this particular airplane because it is rather small. So I wouldn't expect you to even be able to see this at 100 meters, let alone 150. Let's see. That's about it. Let's go over what you get in the box. You get the instruction manual, very basic instruction manual on the aircraft. You get this screwdriver, which is important. I want to mention that. I forgot to mention this, that the battery bay is not a snap open, snap close battery bay. You got to use the screwdriver that comes with the airplane to open it up. Now, notice these batteries have red JST connectors. I haven't seen these for a while, folks. It's been a while since I've seen an airplane come with JST connectors, but it does have them. Now, the thing about JST connectors, you got to be careful when you plug it in to the plug-in port. Make sure the red is matching with the red and the black is matching with the black, because it is possible to jam these in backwards. I've seen it done before, folks, and it's destroyed many an airplane. So be very careful plugging it in. If you notice and look closely, it has ribbed edges on the top. Make sure these ribs match up with the ribs on the plug. Don't go plugging it in upside down again, because that will damage the aircraft. Okay, mentioned you get 3 batteries, you get the controller, you get the battery charger for these batteries. It lights up when you plug it in, the light goes out when it's fully charged. You get the screwdriver to open up the battery bay on the airplane. You get 2 spare propellers, one for the left and one for the right. And you get a prop puller. And this is a prop puller that you just slide in between the propellers, and it helps take that propeller off easily. So that is the Galaxy ship KF603 from KFRC. Let's take it out in the field, folks, and see how it flies. Hope you enjoy these flights. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. And what do you know? I found a place where I can fly this on water. Okay, this is Waterworks Park in Girard, PA. Nice little park. Actually, it is a big park. You go back there, and there's lots of woods there, and there's access to, what is it, Walnut or Elk Creek? I think it's Elk Creek, if you go back that way, for those of you that are into steelhead fishing. But let's turn this on, like so. And putting it on a flat level surface, first I want to make sure that it is connecting. It should be good. Okay, surfaces are good. Going to high rate. And let's put it in the water and see what it does. So, okay, placing it in the water. Full back stick, throttle up. Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all taking off here. Actually, a nice little park to fly in, isn't it? This little pond. But how about landing it? Easily lands. Let's turn it around again. Pulling back on the stick, throttling up. Takes off like in a dime. So yeah, this is a neat plane, isn't it, folks? It definitely is land, sea, or air. And I like that you can land it and take it off, and land it and take it off, and land it and take it off, and land it and take it off. Does a nice job, don't it? Let's turn it around, throttle up. Neat airplane. I like it. Oh man, it's cool. The land, sea, air, KF603. I almost called it the other one. But it flies in this pond nicely. So if you got a pond, you can fly it. Turning it around. Throttle up. Fun plane, ain't it? Ain't it, folks? I mean, this one's neat. The 2 land sea airs that came out are both neat. This one, though, takes off on a dime. And it can be flown in a very small area, as you can see here, folks. Very small area. It's plop. Cool. So, if you got a pond, you got more than enough area to fly this. So, that's all, folks. I just wanted to demonstrate that this indeed can be flown here, or it can be flown off of water very easily. I'm going to come around, and we're going to bring it in for a landing. So, actually, I want to do a few more touch and go landings. Those are fun. Let's come around this way. Plop, 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 plop. Throttle up. And away we go. Okay, I love it. I love it. It's great. Let's bring it in. So that is the I forgot now, 603, KF603 Galaxy ship. Neat airplane, folks. Very neat airplane. Can take off from ground, can take off from water, as you can see there. The reason it's easily able to take off water is the way it's got this elevator, folks. Again, that tilts it up. That gives us extra angle of attack on the undersurface area to produce more ground effect lift. Let me demonstrate that one more time. We got the time. More ground effect lift by pulling up on that that elevator there. The back surface pushes down and gives you more lift. So let's try that again. See, it pulls up and easily takes to the air. I mean, easily takes to the air. I like it. I like this plane a lot. You don't need a lot of area to fly this. You can fly this in a backyard. I flew this in my front, what do you call it, circle, court where I live. In the front street, easily able to stay in that area there, although I didn't want to make my neighbors mad at me. I only did a couple flights. But as you can see here, this thing is easy to fly, and can be flown most anywhere. So let's bring it in and call it quits right there, folks. I liked it. I like it a lot. So the Galaxy ship, pretty neat airplane from KF Plan. Was it KF Plan? KF603. But again, neat airplane. Hope you enjoyed these flights. Let's take it out into the big field now. I got a large field to fly this. Open area, I already flew it there, folks, but I just wanted to put this at the beginning to show you that this indeed can take off from water. Now let's take it out into a big field and see how much flight time we can get out of the batteries. So hope you enjoyed the second part of this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Welcome to beautiful Pleasant Ridge Park for the inaugural flight of the KF603. Okay, to turn the Galaxy ship on, you got to press and hold this on-off switch right here for about a second. It should be on. Put it on a flat level surface. This time I'm going to try to take off from grass to see if it actually works in grass. Turn on the transmitter, full up and full down on the throttle stick, and that connects the drone to the controller. Okay, let's check our surfaces. That's full up, full down. I'm a high rate, full up, full down, and throttle. We're good to go. Okay, for takeoff, they recommend giving it full up pitch on the elevator and then throttling up. No, I don't want that grass. Grass is a problem. It catches and makes it tilt down just like the other land sea air. Let's see if it'll take off from dirt, though. I bet you it'll do it easily on dirt. So putting it on dirt again, full up on the sticks and throttling up. There we go. Okay, let's go to high rate. High rate. Ooh, this is a weird little flyer. Okay, I'm on low power right now. It's doing a good job. Coming around. Wow, that turns on a dime, don't it? More throttle. Turning it. More throttle. Okay, lowering throttle. Okay, so it flies. Not as stable as the other one, but the elevator does come into play. Look at that. So let's bring that in closer so you can see that. Throw elevator up. So it climbs very easily with that elevator. Okay, I have a little bit of a wind, about 5 miles per hour on my back here, but we're going to keep it in front of me. Let's try to do a landing into the wind. How's that? Going around, coming around. We're going to try to land it. Do a touch and go maybe. Pulling up on the stick, pulling up. Oh, it lands nicely. Can I get it up before? Yeah, it takes off real easily too. So yeah, this one takes off and lands in a very short area as compared to the other land sea airs that I've tested. They require a lot of real estate to take off. This doesn't. Let's do it again. Okay, we'll take. Oh, there's weeds there. Let's see if I can get through the weeds. Yeah, again, easy takeoff. Here, I'm keeping it in this little ball field that I'm flying in, and it does it quite readily. So yeah, this is a fun little plane. Interesting. And I found a place I think I can fly at. I'm going to try today. I got extra batteries. This comes with 3 batteries. That's a good thing. Now, you know, the other one, this has quite a bit of surface area. Let me show you that wing surface area that I didn't notice until I took a closer look. The thing is, it doesn't have dihedral, though. Boy, that lands nicely, don't it? But they added the wing surface area in the back here. Okay, so that adds a little bit more surface area to the wing. Now, it doesn't have the dihedral that the other one had, but it's, you notice it, you know, it wobbles quite a bit there in the air because of that, without that dihedral, but that's fine. What's neat is that elevator there enables you to take off in a real short area, okay? The others, you'll have to go like a good 100, not 100 meters, what am I saying? I don't know, 10 meters or so to get in the air. This one gets in the air quite easily in 10 feet instead of 10 meters. So, oh, it flies nicely now. Because the wind's died down, that's why. Okay, let's take her up high. And glide it. Well, darn, it actually glides. Okay. I was wondering if it'd stall or anything like that, but this flies nicely. Just a little bit of wobbly because the only thing it's stabilizing it is the gyro system, automatic gyro system. And it seems to be working, that automatic gyro system. Interesting airplane, huh? They get, you know, I'm getting selective in what airplanes and drones that I review these days because I'm getting older, I admit it, and I'm slowing down, but the ones that I review these days have to be something different that most folks haven't seen before, like this thing. This is quite a oddball, isn't it? Let's land it again. Bouncing. Can I take off from there? Yeah. Look at that thing. Really short takeoff area needed. You can fly in a baseball diamond easily within the diamond itself. Zoom. So yeah, this would be a good indoor flyer too, folks, in the winter. Those of you looking for indoor winter flyers, this one's a good one. But outdoors too. You don't need a lot of area. It's climbing nicely up there. But going around that way. Neat little airplane. I like it. I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping both of the Land Sea Airs. They're both great flyers. And they don't take up a lot of room. Just got to find the protocol for them. They got a protocol that I can use with my other transmitter. So I don't have to use this one. But this one's fine. It's working. Let's go fly over by my dog over there and see what she thinks of it. What does my little girl think of this? The one with the wiggly tail. She don't care. She don't care. Neat airplane. I like it. Zoom. Cool, huh? Let's see if we can do a real hard turn down here. Come down here lower. And then I'll show what I'm doing here, folks, with the sticks. Now I'm in expert mode. I think I am. Okay, that's beginner mode. What's the difference? More sluggish. No, you want to be in expert mode with this. Cut back on the throttle. Wife and dog over there again. Let's go over by my dog one more time. Uh-oh, I'm giving it more and more throttle. Oh, she saw it that time. More and more throttle, though. I got to keep away from her. It's required more throttle, so I got a feeling its batteries are getting low. Maybe. I'm about half throttle right now.
I'm trying to keep it real close. Look at that. Pull it up on the stick there and see how slow I can fly it. That's how slow you can fly it, folks. Let's do that again. Whoa. How slow can I fly it? That's slow. Okay, letting go of the stick, letting it go, speed up, and there we go. Neato airplane, huh? Let's land it again one more time. Okay. Pointing it that direction. And pulling back on the stick, throttle up. Until the remaining battery power. Yeah, once it's in the air, let go of the stick. Don't keep the stick pointed up or else you'll be doing that hovering thing that I was doing there. That's how you do the hover. You slowly pull back on the stick and reduce the throttle, and then like that, and adjust the throttle till it hovers. Cool, huh? You can do that with this because of that elevator. See, there I am doing it again. And then let go of the elevator, throttle up, and give it some throttle, and away it goes. Neat airplane. Let's go the other way. Coming around. Ooh, through the sun, shouldn't do that. So yeah, I like this plane. I like this plane a lot. I just want to find the protocol for it so I can use a different transmitter. That would be nice. Wife and dog over there. I've learned I've got to keep the plane away from her. Because, see? That's why. Yeah, she wants it. You know she wants it. She wants it. Gonna drive her crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's enough. I don't want her eating it. She will. I know her. Yeah, I will. I'll eat it, definitely. It looks delicious. I want some of that. Oh, fun plane. This is a fun plane. I gotta admit, it's a fun plane. That can be flown anywhere. Stay away, stay away. Okay, before she eats it, I'm gonna go over here. She will eat it. I will. Said, give me that plane. My little girl with a wiggly tail. So, hey, hon, I think we should keep her away. She is going to grab it. I know her. I know her. So we're going to leave her away from it because she almost got one the last time. I think it was the Lancier, wasn't it? That the battery ran out right in front of her. So let's bring it back down and close again. Fun plane. That elevator really does add to it. So that was a good idea, adding the elevator. Let's see, what other improvements could they add to it? I don't know. I like it the way it is. Well, yeah, the dihedral. If they could have thrown on the dihedral onto that, that would have made it even better. But the elevator, or the Stabilization system seems to be working, but you see how it wobbles like that, folks? That's because it's missing that wing, that extra wing, that dihedral that you saw in the other one. But that's okay. Still fun. The automatic system, stabilization system is doing a darn good job. Okay, it does have telemetry, so we know when the battery's getting low. So we'll bring it in before it crashes in front of my dog. And that's it. Nice landing, huh? Dang, I'm good. So let's turn it off. And, oh, one thing I haven't tested, and that I like to do on these brushless ones, is turn off the motor, or turn off the controller, and see what happens. Okay, so there, no flyaway potential. I've got to check that. I always got to check that. So turning it off. So that is the KF603 Galaxy ship. Neat airplane. A lot of fun to fly. I enjoyed it. So I hope you did too. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.